Hi there, I'm Kelley Norton, your AZ Realty lady, and in today's market, you might be wondering, what are my options if my home does not appraise?
Hi, I'm Kelley Norton, your AZ Realty lady at EXP Realty. Count on me for all things Arizona real estate.
Well, let me tell you, there's several options, but it's gonna start before you actually get an accepted contract. Now, what happens if it doesn't appraise is that a buyer would have to come in with the cash difference, or the seller would have to reduce their price to that appraised value, because the lender is only gonna lend money on your purchase price if it appraises for that value. So if it comes in short, they're only gonna lend on that lower amount. So your options when writing a contract start like this. You can waive the appraisal contingency, and what that means is that you, the buyer, would have all responsibility. If the home does not appraise for the right value, you're coming with that cash. And another piece to that puzzle for the appraisal is that if you're waiving that appraisal fully, if there's an issue that is named on the house, like a condition problem, now you're gonna have to make sure that that's being fixed before close of escrow. So with that appraisal, there's two parts, the value and the condition. So if you're waiving the appraisal fully, you have to keep that in mind. Hey there, I'm Kelley Norton. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you find the content useful, please subscribe to my channel and click the little bell that you'll see here to be notified when I drop new videos. You can always text me, email me, or call me, and I will get back to you. So the other piece to the puzzle would be that you do a gap waiver only on the value. So what that means is if the home doesn't appraise, then you're coming in with the cash difference, but you can cap it at a certain amount. So how this looks, let's just use some real numbers for you to kind of give you an idea. So if your purchase price is $500 and it appraises at $480, then you would be coming in with $20,000 difference if you just waive it fully. But let's say that you put a cap of $10,000 in your contract. So the way that that would be stated would be that the buyer would pay the difference between the purchase price and the appraisal price up to $10,000. So if it was valued by the appraiser at $480 and your purchase price was $500, now you're only paying $490. Does that make sense? So you're still only allowed to get your loan amount for that $480 would be what your loan amount would be based on with your down payment. So in addition to your down payment, you'd have another $10,000 on top of it. So hopefully that makes sense for you. Now you want to make sure that if you're doing one of those waivers, that you have a real estate agent that's really going to speak to the agent on the other side and make sure that your offer is even going to be competitive. Right now in our real estate market, a lot of people have to fully waive that value and not put a cap on it because you're up against cash, and cash does not need an appraisal. They have the option to get an appraisal, but they don't have to. So you just want to make sure that you have a real estate agent that is communicating on the other side, finding out exactly what you're up against so that you can pick the type of waiver that's really going to be beneficial for you. And one of the reasons why I really emphasize that you need to make sure that you have a real estate agent that's very experienced with these appraisal waivers is because I have heard in the market that real estate agents also sometimes think that it's up to the lender to waive the appraisal. Now there is a piece to that I'll explain to you in a moment. But if you, the buyer, are writing in your contract that there's an appraisal waiver, that is on you fully to come in with that cash difference and be okay with doing those repairs that we mentioned a moment ago. So the only way that a lender is going to waive the appraisal is if they decide that value is not a concern to them. So it's getting a little windy here, but I'm here for the party, right? So oftentimes we'll see an appraisal waiver when a buyer puts more than 20% down, the lender has the option to fully waive that need for the appraisal. So if you're doing a larger down payment, it might not be a concern to you if the lender is going to say that they don't need an appraisal. And then you've got the purchase price is locked in at that. You do your normal down payment and you no longer need to worry about coming in with that cash difference above whatever it appraised for to get you to your purchase price. So again, over 20%, the lender will oftentimes waive that appraisal. I've been seeing it more in the 25 to 30% down and above range, but it can happen at 20%. It's just a little bit more rare, especially with all of our values going up so quickly. But a lender can certainly give you their 2 cents on what they're experiencing with that. But I'm seeing it on my files at 25, 30% and above, where the lender says no need for the appraisal. Now, in most cases, we're not finding that out until we actually have contract acceptance and they've put the file through. They've fully disclosed on the loan, gotten all the paperwork in, and so we usually don't find that out until, you know, three days into the file. So you still want to put what you need in the contract to make it strong, but keep in mind, if you have a larger down payment, you might not be needing that appraisal after all. So I hope you found this useful. Thank you so much for your time and have a great day. If there's anything I can do for you, of course, text me, email me, call me, and I will get back to you.
Hi, I'm Kelley Norton, your AZ Realty lady at EXP Realty. Count on me for all things Arizona real estate.